Good morning. Let me be honest. Most TEDx speakers stand here and talk to you about the moment they discovered a new planet or built a billion-dollar company. I stand here today because I'm a world-class expert at disappointing my teachers. I never had a Student of the Year trophy in my school days, but I had a permanent reserve seat inside the principal office for me. My teachers never told me that, beta, you are going to become the future of this country. But they said, beta, give us your father contact number. The one you gave last time belongs to the video parlor game. My parents eventually stopped asking me which grade you are going to get this time in exams. But they asked, beta, इस बार इज्जत रख लेगा ना? पास तो हो जाएगा ना? Slowly, life taught me something very important. That life doesn't reward the toppers. It rewards the survivors. And survival is what happens when you decide to jump over the boundaries society builds around you. As per Guru Granth Sahib, my name was to start with letter G. My grandfather jumped over the stage of Gurdwara and announced, "Mere potre da naam Gabbar Singh." Strong, fearless, and loud, isn't it? That came to my family, especially my mother, as a shocker. My mother fought back and named me Gurjeet Singh. Gentle, grounded, and hopeful. On papers, I am Gurjeet. But somewhere inside me, Gabbar is still alive. Raise your hands and tell me, how many of you have ever said that I'm fine, just a little tired? Especially when you are physically present, but your energy has already reached home, sitting on comfortable sofa, watching Netflix with the cup of coffee. Raise your hands. Look at that. Room full of high achievers, liars, just like me. Over the period of time, we have become expert in fixing our LinkedIn profile, but forgotten how to fix internal plumbing. We consider our body like a high-end iPhone. We worry only when battery hits less than 10%. But we don't know what is happening software inside if it is crashing. We are officially normal and quietly exhausted. And that is where the problem starts. By the way, my father was a handsome macho man. So that the apsaras from heaven loved him more than I did. Finally, they took him away from me when I was 20 years old. He left me with the responsibilities of family. My grandmother, my mother, 2 siblings. Take care of them. Exactly at the same time, God was loving me more. So I get my final year commerce exam result. Failed in 2 subjects. Physically, I was masterpiece. I was eating, I was sleeping, I was playing, I was motivating my family members. But my mind was 24 hours news channel, where only one news was going on. You are a loser. You are a loser. I was awake for many nights, long, long nights. I call that as 3 a.m. club. During those moments, when you look at the fan, it doesn't swing. It whispers in your ears, failure, failure, failure. Science can measure diabetes. Science can measure blood pressure. But it cannot measure the silence of your grandmother. It cannot measure the worried eyes of your mother. I applied for rechecking. Finally, the result came. Pass. Balle balle. This is the time to celebration. But no sweets, no celebration, no dhol. Because I was passed with 3rd division. In my neighborhood, 3rd division is considered as social death sentence. Even stray dogs looked at me with pity. इस पे क्या भोगना, ये तो 3rd division वाला बंदा है. Science had its, society has its own calculator. 1st division, NASA is calling. 2nd division, government job to pakka hai. 3rd division, have you ever considered opening a tea stall? But there is science which society misses. Your brain is a muscle. And it hits the resistance only when it hits the target when it is hitting the resistance. Then only start developing. There is science which society ignores. Science tells us something brutal but honest. No two journeys are meant to be the same. No two brains develop with the same speed. But society has its own timeline. By 25, you should have a good job. By 30, you should get married. By 35, you should have one good house and 2 little kids. By 40, you should have back pain. By any chance, if you miss any step, society panics. But there is something which science suggests, that in life, your growth is not linear. It is messy. It is unpredictable. It is something like ECG of your body. Sometimes it will go up, sometimes it goes down. Finally, that is called life. After a lot of references, meeting friends, families, I got a job, first job of serving the nation table to table. Yes, I got the job of a waiter in a restaurant in my city. But in my mind, I was still a student. I could not go to MBA, so I developed my own strategy. I call that as Bali strategy. Bali was a character in Indian mythology who had the power of absorbing half the strength whosoever he fought with. So I applied the same strategy for myself. Whosoever I met, I started absorbing these strengths. Successful people, how do they behave in different situations. Successful people, how do they negotiate and bring the situation in their favor? How do they get respected at job or business? How does handsome boys like me at the time can convert girls' mind B2B, bhaiya to boyfriend? While this was going on, one day, one pharmaceutical company booked our banquet hall for conducting a doctor's seminar. Mr. Vikas, who was the company representative, came on stage and started his presentation. I was observing him too. As soon as he started presenting, I realized there was a pin drop silence in the entire hall, which means all 100+ doctors were listening him carefully. That was my love at first sight, not Vikas, the career. So by end of the seminar, I approached Vikas by settling the bill as well, carrying the bill along with me. I approached him and asked, Bhaiya, can I become a professional like you? Can I ever become a medical representative in pharmaceutical industry? By then, I realized he was drunk. And he asked me one simple question. Tell me, have you completed your graduation? I said, yes, I'm a commerce graduate. Okay, which division? You know my division. 3rd division. Then he garlanded me with abusive flowers. More so, he puked on the bill which I was carrying along with me. I didn't get angry. I cleaned it up, ensure Vikas reaches home safely. That day, I learned the art of survival. Next day, like Vikas, I wanted to do my Vikas. So I started appearing in the walk-in interviews of pharma companies. I walked in. I remember the first interview where I borrowed my friend's tie, which was trying to strangle me. Approached the interviewer, gave my file. He looked at my resume, then mark sheet, then looked at me and asked me a very intelligent question. You know what was that? The question, I believe the sentence is most used after the I love you. Tell me about yourself. I knew the answer in my mind. But my tongue felt like it was made of dried cement. I said, am coming from home. He didn't look at me again. He shouted, next. And that next hit me harder than the 3rd division. Next day, as you already know, my Google Calendar was blocked from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, serving the hungry people of this nation. The only time slot which was left with me was 5:30 to 6:30. So I decided that time I will dedicate for English learning. While I was going for 5:30 a.m. classes, I didn't realize, but at the time, I was practicing neuroplasticity. I was literally rewiring my brain from the survival mode to the expression mode. Was I learning grammar? No. I was learning the art of confidence, art of expression, art of not feeling small in this room. I realize art is not a decoration on wall. It's a survival tool. Art saved me before science promoted me. I looked at all those days, sitting in my glass office today, working as senior management in health tech pharmaceutical company, moved up the ladder from medical representative to senior position now, worked in multiple Indian and multinational companies. Society told me that this mark sheet is your identity. You are a third division person. Science tells something different. Science says, in labs, if an experiment fails 99 times, the scientist is not called third division scientist. He is called 100-time discovery. I am the living example in front of you. You need all four to survive. Science gave me career, art gave me voice, society gave me struggle, and my failure gave me strong mind. If you are struggling today in your life, look at me. I am Gurjeet Singh. I was a loser. I was a failure. But I decided not to leave the race. I decided to participate in every race and give your best. Next time, when fan tries to swing, when fan swings and tries to whisper in your ears, tell him that your experiment is not over yet. Now just think of a failure or a fear which is stopping you or protecting you. The pause you just felt now, that is where your new life begins. Thank you. Can I tell a secret? That Vikas works in my team now. Thank you.